and welcome to NatFun, a live-recorded tabletop role-playing adventure game where the dice and a few friends tell the story. My name is Jackie, and I am your game master tonight, and I'm, of course, joined by a few friends. So let's roll into some introductions.
My name's Jeremy, and I will once again be playing Raistlin.
My name's Dan, and I'm still playing Eldrin.
My name's Erin, and I am Edwina.
Now, before we get started on our adventure, we do have some shout-outs. After each session, the players write down shout-outs to each other on our adventure Google Doc to highlight fun stuff each other did in-game last session. It's a great way to support each other, mention cool character moments, and earn GM inspiration. And we're going to pick two to feature tonight. The first one will grant the recipient GM inspiration, and the second will grant the person who posted it GM inspiration. And we actually have a nice dice number this time, so I'm not going to use my spinner, I get to use dice. Start the night off with some rolls. All right, so our first one is a 3. Which is from Erin to Jeremy.
I am so happy that this one got picked. And for our listeners...
So much for PG-13. We made it like 3 seconds.
For our listeners, the eye roll that our GM just did, I think she needs to see a chiropractor after. That was a full body.
She's going to have to edit the sound of that out.
Yeah, for real.
Possibly.
But without any further delay, the shout out is from me to Jeremy/Raistlin for giving it a good 4 inches, pushing the stone into the wall.
See, we have the episode name right there. It's been chosen.
Yeah, we decided.
Yeah, it speaks for itself. 4 inches of NatFun, as it was discussed before you got on the meeting.
Sorry, I ruined it. Well, thank you, Erin. Okay, next one. So that one is GM inspiration to Raistlin. Next one is a 2. So this is from Erin to Jeremy/Raistlin again.
I must have loved you last episode, Jeremy. This one is for not outright killing the magistrate and letting Edwina get an opportunity this episode. Do you want me to kill that guy? Because I'm going to kill that guy.
I have a feeling it's leading that way.
Well, thank you guys. That is a point of GM inspiration to Raistlin/Jeremy, and a point of GM inspiration to Erin for your guys' 2 shout-outs. And without further ado, we get to do our synopsis real quick before we jump right back into our adventure. So, in our last episode of When Thunder Rolls, Edwina, and disguised as a stranger but really Eldrin, watched from the bushes as the 3 thugs unloaded small crates into a circle of stones near the perimeter wall of the Grand Manor. Halfway through unloading, they stopped, pushed a stone into the building, and the crates disappeared within a blue light. After the wagon departed, Edwina and Eldrin left to find Raistlin and update him on all of their observations. The remaining SCA Squad...
SCA Squad.
I love this is becoming a thing. Returned to the circle and attempted to activate it. They were able to find the switch, watch the stones illuminate, but were unsuccessful at sending anyone or anything through. After a trip to Lala's for some custom embroidery and a failed return attempt to activate the circle of stones again, they decided to shift their focus to their meeting with Sir Archival Magistrate. On their way to the research wing, they were passed by a young girl wearing apprentice robes matching those of the assistants they watched secure the creatures at the Grand Ball fiasco the night before. She was in a dreadful hurry and was immediately harshly reprimanded by Sam after being announced by Edgar, the doorbell raven. After awkwardly waiting for the apprentice's tongue lashing to be over, the SCA Squad began their questioning of Sir Archival Magistrate in regards to the escaped creatures. They had many burning questions yet to ask, but it didn't seem to take long for Edwina to get fed up with his responses. Without Roland around, will anyone stop her before things get too complicated?
Dun, dun, dun.
I love that.
Nope.
I think everybody wants to kill this guy as much as Edwina wants to kill this guy, so...
Can I just tell you real quick how stupid I feel? Because I just, during that synopsis, realized why Sir Archibald Magistrate was called Sam.
It took me 2 episodes too.
That's why he needed a lofty title for his position, but I didn't want to have to say it over and over and over in my notes or over and over and over in the game. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to call him Sam.
And I've just been going with Sam, and it just occurred to me that it's Sir Archibald Magistrate. Because I'm an idiot.
Not an idiot, because he's about to be dead. We'll never hear the name again.
Now that I've finally realized why it is we called him that, you're going to kill him.
So the few split-second things that happened leading up to this moment in time, if I remember, everyone was kind of talking to him. He had sent Alondra away, and another apprentice, Rodney, came up from the stairs, the stone stairwell, and he had a small crate, and you guys caught the symbol that was on the crate. Some of you burned into your memory with a nat 20, I believe, and then some not so much. And as you continued to talk, Alondra came back upstairs. She bumped into Rodney, who spilled some of the contents of the crates. One of the jars broke on the stone floor, and Sam started scolding her again. She kind of got up in a quick hurry and tried to kind of beeline it towards the SCA Squad.
SCA Squad.
SCA Squad.
SCA Squad.
Thank you. And she tried to palm off a note to Edwina, but she rolled real bad. I don't remember how bad, but I think it wasn't a nat 1, but it was pretty darn close. And dropped the note, kind of let out a gasp. Sam noticed it, and that's kind of the moment that we freeze framed in, if I remember correctly. So we kind of know where Alondra was moving, where Edwina was moving, but I do want to take a quick snapshot to check in with Eldrin and Raceland because all these things are kind of happening at the same time.
The only thing I want to add is right before we cut, Edwina asked Sir Archibald Magistrate, "Are you the only one who can perform your job here?"
Yes, and I believe his response was, "What?"
Yeah.
I got you.
It's
I write
also
notes.
important to note for anyone that's coming in now, for one, go back and listen to the previous episodes. What are you doing?
Damn.
And for 2, he's been talking a whole lot of smack and being real rude to little priestess Alondra. And that is what's leading up to what's coming.
But what are you doing?
Yeah, so what does that translate to?
Eldrin will go ahead and cast his Mage Hand Ledgerman, so it's invisible, and pick up the notes, which should, in theory, turn it invisible as well. As long as it fits in the palm of this hand, I believe it disappears.
Can you show me the text that would support that theory? Because I think also just having a randomly floating note sounds pretty cool flavor-wise.
When I say what's coming, I mean from Edwina. Not from Raceland.
But are you going to stop Edwina? I think that's the important bit. Or are you just going to
That
let
remains
this
to be
ride?
decided. Can I stop Edwina? Really?
It's going to be an opposing strength check.
Right? And I think you win on that one.
Likely.
But what Raceland is going to do, I think, in the meantime of Eldrin trying to pick this note up undetected, is kind of be like, "Hey, I'm talking to you. Why are you looking at him?"
I Googled this earlier to see it. Basically, the idea was if it fits in the hand, like it wouldn't be a sword. The sword won't turn invisible, but if it was coins or a key, it could be concealed in a hand. It would potentially disappear along with the hand itself.
In my quick read through, the thing is D&D stuff is very if-then-but statements. If it does not clearly state if something is enveloped in the mage hand, it also is invisible, then I
Got
would
it.
probably rule that it's not. But you're being creative. I always try and go with the rule of cool
It's
first.
fine.
I will look it up. But technically, I'm pretty sure that that's a no-go. But bonus points for the creativity. So you are able to cast that, and I think it gives you advantage on sleight of hand, but it doesn't just automatically make it happen. So if you can please roll a sleight of hand check with advantage against everyone's passive perception.
All right. Sleight of hand. That is a nat 20 for 30 and a 21. So.
Nat 20 for like a 72, if that's anyone's passive perception. Yes, absolutely. No one notices it. As soon as the hand touches it, it does like a cool little magician's roll. Floop. It's invisible, and it is yours.
The intention, I was going to pick it up and slip it into Edwina's pack. So I'm not traveling far with it. I'm not trying to get it back in my own pocket. Just kind of whipping it behind her into her pack, and we'll tuck it in and take a look at it later.
Nickel.
With a nat 20, I'd say that you can absolutely do all of that, and you don't even notice that you're doing it. You have the idea of doing it, and then it just happens. All right, what about you, Raceland?
Well, like I said, Raceland is kind of like snapping his fingers. Hey, buddy, I'm talking to you. Why are you, pay attention.
All right, so, Edwina, back to you. The girl bumped into you, palmed something in your hand, dropped it.
I'm going to repeat the question back to Sir Archibald. Are you important?
He's going to look back at you and say, yes, I'm important. I'm a magistrate. Why do you think you need special access to come and visit and talk? I thought you were coming here to ask questions. Is this turning hostile?
Edwina's going to look between Eldrin and Raceland. If you have any questions to ask him, now is the time.
I do have one question here. Well, maybe 3 questions. It's about these symbols, and he's going to go ahead and pull out his journal. But he's going to show off the 3 symbols. He'll sketch maybe that 3rd one he just saw in the crate, and then ask him, what is the significance of these symbols?
Those look like the symbol of our supplier of some of our arcane research supplies.
Who?
Where have you seen them?
One was on the Chimera's ear. One was on a pass that was used to access through the gate wall and into the manor. And then the 3rd one was over there just on your crate.
I've only recognized them from the supplies that we've ordered. You said it was on the Chimera?
It was a glowing rune on the ear of the Chimera. We saw it after slaying it.
Did it remain?
Nope, it disappeared, faded quickly. Luckily, our friend Roland was able to sketch it out quickly and share it with us, so I have a copy of it as well.
That's unusual.
Who is your supplier that would use these symbols?
We have multiple suppliers. I usually go through the Arcane Treasuries Guild, but I've seen some of these shapes before, but we use enchanted runes to help control the beast. Like, you were there at the ball, you saw the flying snakes, correct?
Yes, just the back end of it.
The Chimera was never involved in that research. Yes, we studied it. We wanted to understand how it could house fire and other chambers within the beast, but it was done as purely biological studies.
Was it intended, or were you aware that it would regrow heads on any wound it received?
And he looks surprised. Excuse me?
When it got wounded during our battle, no matter which area of the body that we hit it, it would regrow a head in that location, not just from its neck and torso, but from any area of the body.
Including the rump.
He starts kind of pacing back and forth and like almost muttering to himself, and he's got a, finger on his temple. And he starts just kind of spouting off some of the things he already listed. Oh, the Griffin's got apple recovered too, and the giant crocodile, and that was recovered. There was a Hydra in the collection that we haven't accounted for yet, but I can't imagine that those two creatures just having an opportunity to get to each other would result in that. He starts just kind of muttering and just pace.
Raceland, you got any questions?
Well, here's the deal. We're trying to figure out what's going on here because I don't know that Lord Andario is fully aware of what's going on. And I feel like you are stalling or somehow just deliberately not giving us information, which to some people might sound like you're complicating the matter.
Edwina's eyes light up.
And we have a solution for complicated things.
She nods.
And one thing I failed to mention in this conversation, because I want to be able to answer questions, is at this point, Alondra has gotten up. She's walked over to Rodney. They've continued to just clean stuff up and then kind of pick things up and go about their business. And they've kind of moved on and are going down the stairs.
So what you're saying is there's no witnesses.
I'm saying it's your turn to do what you would like to do, Edwina.
My friend Roland said that when things are complicated, you hit them. But Sam, you sound important. And I see you take great pride in belittling people. And I have one way of making you little, but I don't think Francis would care for that. So, I'm going to give you an opportunity. If you are holding anything back from us about the escaped creatures and your involvement, you can tell us now, or I'm going to knock you out and take you upstairs.
The whole time you were speaking, he was kind of just continuing to pace and muttering to himself and switching a finger on his temple from one side to the other, and he doesn't seem to respond to you. He seems very lost in thought about the information you provided.
Raceland is going to whisper over to Edwina, "Have you read that note?"
And she's going to look down at her feet and she's like, I don't see a note. I mean, I felt a note, but I don't see a note anymore. She's going to lift up one foot. Nope, didn't step on it.
Eldrin will go ahead and mention to Edwina, "I slipped it into your pack." You should go ahead and read that.
With all the grace, she's just going to swing her pack forward, drop it on the ground, clank, 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 clank. Open up the flap, see the note, unspool it, read it.
And while that's happening, Sir Archival Magistrate is still just kind of pacing back and forth and just in his own head and kind of mumbling. You can hear him talking about documented, hybridizations that have occurred in the wild, documented hybridizations that have occurred in arcane research, and some species of troll and bugbears have gotten together, but no, that's not related to chimeras and hydras and he's just mumbling jib-jab to himself.
So what does the note say?
I was like, waiting on Edwina to tell us.
All right, so there is now a note in your journal tab just above your characters that says Alondra's note, and it says, "Meet me behind the temple after evening service.
Oh,
I think there's still something dangerous out there. Not safe to talk here."
That's not how I initially took that.
She's going to read it, reread it. Deep sigh. So should I kill this guy, Raceland? Knock him out, bring him upstairs.
I get a feeling the answer is no, we should not kill this guy. But what I'd really like to say is yes, go ahead and kill this guy.
And the third time that you guys say kill, he does kind of pick up on it now and go, I know you think that I'm completely lost here, but I believe you just threatened to kill me 3 times in succession. I'd strongly advise you against that.
Well, I don't think there was any threats. I think it was a discussion about whether or not we should. That's a little different than a threat, but...
Or should I get the guards?
I think maybe we should head out for now and belay the killing spree momentarily.
If you say so, Raceland.
Yeah, Eldrin say it's not the time right now.
And it's also not what I would like to do, but I think it's for the best.
Edwina's going to look between the two of them, and then she's going to look back at Sir Archibald Magistrate. If I find out that you're talking to your staff the way you talk to them in front of us again, I will be back, and there will be no guard that can stop me.
Is she doing the little eyeballs, like 2 fingers to the eyes and pointing to them?
Yeah, this is a side of Edwina you guys haven't seen before. This is very threatening, very menacing. Normally she's happy-go-lucky, that big golden retriever energy. This is all Doberman.
Eldrin's gonna say you should listen to her, because there's nothing I can do to stop her. So.
And he looks at you, Edwina, and he says, if that's the case, then you should hand your armbands back to the guards as you depart.
They can pry him off my cold, dead body.
And then he puts his fingers on his temple and closes his eyes for a second and reopens them. They'll be ready to receive them on your way out. And he walks over to his desk and starts just mumbling to himself again.
All right, well, let's just head on out.
Yeah, Raceland is going to start heading for the door, but he's also going to whisper to the other two that being ready to receive them and actually receiving them is, again, 2 different things.
So they've passed through the door, I imagine at this point. Edgar is still above them. Well, let's make them wait a little bit longer. And with that, I'm going to enact the Spirit Seeker, which is part of my class Path of the Totem Warrior that allows me to speak with animals, but I can only cast it as a ritual, so it's going to take a few minutes.
Yeah, it takes about 10 minutes. So about 5 minutes into this ritual, which, can you describe what the ritual looks like to me? Like, are you, like, making a fire and gutting creatures and splaying their bones, or are you more like lining up sticks and chanting? Like, what does the ritual look like for Edwina?
I'm hoping for the first one right outside the door to this guy's office.
That would be great, but the way that Edwina casts rituals, especially this one of speaking with animals, she has a couple of bird feathers in her pack. She's going to pull them out. She's going to kind of lay them kind of crosswise over each other. And it's going to look kind of hokey, but she's just going to wave her hand over it, and she's going to kind of tilt her head side to side, eyes closed. And she's mumbling something that doesn't sound like a language, kind of sounds like grunts in the forest, like a hog kind of digging around, a bear growl. But it's all very soft, mostly just to herself.
So about 5 minutes go by, and I'm sure Edwina's like very into this ritual, but Raceland and Eldrin would notice one of the guards walks up. I received a message from Sir Archibald Magistrate that I'm to recover your armbands. And he holds his hand out.
Eldrin will give it. I don't need it. Fine, take it.
Thank you, sir.
Wow. Wow, I was not expecting that out of Eldrin.
Eldrin has other ways of coming into this place. He's fine without it.
Armband, please.
Debating.
Sir, I know that you're part of Lord Andario's whatever squad. I'm sure if you
SCA
need to come
Squad.
back, he'll grant you access again. I'm under orders from Sir Archival Magistrate. Please don't make my day more complicated than it needs to be. Can I please have your armband?
Oh no, somebody said complicated.
What'd you call it? Make it more what?
Are you going to give me your armband or do I need to call for reinforcements?
Fine, I'll give you mine, but we'll see what happens when you try to get hers.
Miss, I need your armband, please.
You'll have to wait a minute. She's in the middle of something, but you'll get it.
He says you're complicating his day.
Edwina's just going to ignore them.
All right, I leave it up to you two. Please make sure she hands over the armband. I'll meet you at the stairs.
Perfect.
And he walks back. And you're able to complete your ritual.
The second that the ritual is completed, Edwina opens her eyes, and you both can see that they're glowing a faint yellow. They look much more like eagle eyes than you have ever seen them before. At this point, she's going to stare up at Edgar. Caw?
Gah.
And she's going to start a conversation with him. Can you tell me who all passes through this door?
Mostly robes. Blue robes.
Mostly, but not all.
Blue robes. Armbands.
Is the guy in there a good guy?
Master. Obey master.
He feeds you.
Yes.
He lets you fly.
When it's my job, yes.
Would you like to fly now?
Not my job now.
You can go on break.
Break? I don't want Perch to break.
It might one day. What if Master no longer here for you?
I have job.
Girl. In robe. Good girl, right?
Yes, always late. My job, announce late.
Good job. Is girl in blue robe honest?
What honest?
Don't tell lies.
What lie?
That Perch break. Or no fly. Or Master mean.
I do job.
Do good job. Edwina's gonna look kind of puzzled and confused. And this is to Edwin, Eldrin, and Raceland. I kind of feel like we should take the bird.
Do whatever you want. I'm all for it. I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah, if you want to take the bird, take the bird.
Player Aaron has some ideas about the bird, but Edwina just wants to free the bird. Okay, Edgar. And she's going to hold out her arm. Master said, new job with us. Come?
My job here.
Not today.
I do a good job.
You do a very good job, which is why he wants you to come with us.
My job here.
I think the only way this bird is coming with us is if you snatch this bird and bring him with us.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to go. I was hoping to learn something. Edgar,
Yes?
Eldrin, show him the symbols.
Eldrin will pull out his journal and show him the 3 symbols.
Edgar, have you seen these before, but not on a delivery?
And he looks at it and he kind of quickly twists his head one direction and blinks, and quickly twists it the other way and blinks. Cloth on crate.
Do you know?
Edgar, do a good job.
Yeah, Edgar does a good job. Do you know what's in the crates?
No.
Okay. Well, Edgar, it was very nice to talk with you. Am I your friend?
What friend?
Yeah. Like master, but with no job. Friend for fun. Fun like flying.
Flying? Flying my job too. You see my fly? You see me do good job?
I do see you do good job. Where did you fly last, Edgar?
And as you say that, he spreads his wings and he starts to fly down the hall and gets about 10 feet and then boop, disappears. And then just a few seconds go by, maybe 5-10 seconds, and you hear down the hall, very far away, kind of echoing, and you hear clanging of armor. Then another 5 or 10 seconds go by. Whoop, he appears, flying, comes right back over to his perch. And the two guards, clang, 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 clang. We were led to this trouble. I think you need to be done now.
Yeah, sorry. I was just having a hard time taking this armband off. It's a little snug.
Well, you have biceps like those, of course it would be. And he nudges the other guard. Yeah.
But yeah, now that I have it off, and she's gonna take it off, Sir Archival Magistrate wanted us to give these to you on our way out. And she's gonna attempt to do a sleight of hand and not give it to him.
Okay.
And that is a 21.
Nice.
So I'm going to have him roll, only because you're, like, actively handing it to him. It's one thing to, like, say, like, I'm going to drop this off on the desk and keep walking, but, like, he has his hand out to receive what you're handing him, which I feel is a little more direct. So I'm going to have them roll.
Caressing his face as she does it, you know?
Yeah, she's like
You know,
flexing, showing
it
off the
could be.
muscles. Like, yeah, you just have to like work out every day.
And he's admiring the biceps.
And they rolled an 11. So as you start to hand over, their compatriot goes, "You don't talk about a lady's arms." And he looks over like, "What do you know?" And he kind of totally looks away. His hand is sitting out there with the gauntlet, the metal gauntlet on it. So what does it look like when you sleight of hand your armband away?
She lets the fabric touch his hand, and then kind of just like, as she notices the other guard take his attention, she just kind of swings her hand back around, and then like puts it in like the pouch next to Fluffy. Oh, well, we'll follow you out. We need to get upstairs. She's not a great liar, so she's just going with the truth.
All right, be on your way.
And Edwina's going to toss a look over her shoulder at Edgar and kind of like do this side eye. Like, birds are supposed to look out for birds. You didn't look out for a bird. And then keep walking.
Edgar, do a good job.
Edwina's not going to respond.
Is he saying this out loud where we can hear him say this?
All you hear is, "Ah."
Okay. Well, Raceland is just gonna start walking down the hallway then.
Eldrin will ask Edwina as they go along, "Did you find out anything else?"
She's going to get to the point in the hallway to where she saw Edgar disappear before she responds to Eldrin. Very loyal bird to his master, but I think he knows more He said he went flying recently.
And what about the note?
Oh, yeah, the note. And as they get to the base of the stairs and start climbing up, she's going to recount what was on the note. Alondra wants us to meet her behind the temple later tonight. She thinks that there's something dangerous.
All right, so we have another lead.
Yeah, say we head that way.
Yeah, not a bad turn of events for us. So, what time is it, GM?
I was going to say, we got to break it down. So you guys woke up, talked a little bit, went to Lala's. Were there pretty briefly, but then it was a couple hours at least. I forget what you guys rolled, if it was 2 or 3 hours until stuff showed up at the docks. And then you had to kind of slowly trail them through town and through the Grand District. Then you caught up again, investigated the circle, then went back to Lala's, then came back to the circle, then went downstairs to go talk to Sam. I would say at this point, it's probably getting kind of close to dinner time. That's a good chunk of the day that's done.
All right, so it's almost time to go find this temple.
I'd say so.
I would say by the time we find it, it'll probably be close to time to meet her. And in the meantime, if we get there a little early, we can always take some time and eat some rations just to pass the time.
Maybe check out a shrine or two along the way.
I feel like that's a veiled threat, Eldrin.
At this point, they've
intentional.
climbed out of the stairs. They're like making their way back through the manor.
If you're walking and talking, then absolutely. So by the time you get to the top of the stairs, you get to the guard up there. Oh, how'd it go?
That guy's really mean.
Oh, really? I've never even been down the stairs.
Yeah, don't. If anybody ever asks you to put on a blue robe and go work for Sam, you just say you're fine right here.
Agreed.
Your advice is noted.
Another thing, too, he said advice. When things are complicated, hit them. And with that, Edwina's just going to keep walking.
Okay.
Yeah, Eldrin will keep following.
Yeah,
us.
Raceland never really slowed down for that guy.
As you walk through the Grand Manor, unlike pretty much all the other times you've been here, there's not a lot of hustle and bustle. You don't notice that many people. The people that you do notice are kind of walking with purpose. Some are carrying some papers, some are having quiet conversations, but you're not seeing any grand shows. You're not hearing music. You don't see Beatrice anywhere. Who knows? She's probably sleeping for like 10 days. But it's very quiet compared to the other times you've been through the Grand Manor.
I'd like it more like this.
I'd have to agree.
I don't know. It feels strange. There's like nobody here.
Isn't that wonderful?
Nobody except for Francis.
Yeah, but I'm going to make him wait a little bit longer.
It's a good girl.
All right, so you guys are heading out of the Grand Manor, through the Grand District, and back towards town to go hang out by the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like the plan.
Yep.
You have no issues whatsoever. You still have your original armband, the kind of bigger ones with the seal of Estrante on them. You're able to make it out of the manor, through the district, back to town. And I believe Edwina passed the temple when you first came into town. So between that and your amazing memory of places you've been because of your background, you're able to go there no problem. And you can see that the temple it doesn't look like it's that big of a building from the front along the street. But because you came up on the street that's kind of coming at a 90-degree angle perpendicular to the temple, this temple is long. It's this odd block where it's like 3 times as long as a normal building would be. Looking briefly through the courtyard gates, it is a hexagonal shape to the front structure with pointed, jagged spikes pointing up to the sky. Each point is capped with a dark gray metal, and because it's pretty close to the same time of day that you arrived in Astrante, Edwina, the sun's starting to fade and get kind of that dusky, dark, that nice hour that you have that's just kind of a warm feel with the color of the sunset. You can see that each of those gray metal spikes seem to slightly illuminate with a blue hue as the light begins to fade from the skyline. Now, I did say that it was kind of a nice sunset color. It is blocked out by clouds that are now coming in with heavy rain, and you can hear the sounds of thunder occasionally in the distance.
Well, guys, this is the temple. And Alondra said to meet her after evening service, but I don't know when that is exactly.
Behind the temple, right? And we're supposed to meet her behind the temple.
Yeah, behind it. So not here where we're at, in front of it.
Do you want to head inside and see if anything's happening now, or find out what time the service is, how much time we have to kill?
Yeah, we could do that.
If religion is your thing, Eldrin, you can go inside. I don't necessarily think I'd be welcome in a temple.
I'll just go check what time the service is. Is there a sign out in front?
Why, yes, there is. You can see that there are some people walking in and out. And there is a sign over near kind of the front of the temple itself. It's a wooden sign, and it has morning service, 10 a.m., and then it has the hours that it's open for different things, and then evening service, 8 p.m. So you've got a few hours to kill before evening service.
All right, so what would you all like to do?
I know we've been there a lot today, but we could go back to Lala's, and at this point she's going to reveal to them that she still has the armband to get into Sir Archibald Magistrate's area, and see if she can recreate this.
We can do that. I don't need an armband to get inside, so I'm fine without it. That's why I gave mine up so readily.
How do you plan to get inside without the armband?
I have my ways.
I don't think I also have your ways, so what if you need backup, Eldrin?
Oh, I mean, I can go with you. I'm not too worried about getting past the guards.
Okay. Well, if you guys aren't worried about it, she's just going to put it back in the pouch next to the coin and the green dragon scale.
Well, I feel like I will need one of those armbands to get back in. So if you want to head to Lala's, we can do that.
Okay, now I'm confused. Do we kill the guards?
No.
Okay, because I liked the one at the top of the stairs.
Killing guards draws far too much attention. You gotta trust me on that one.
Okay.
But I could go see if Velma? Yes, if Velma's had a chance to review those boots and is willing to make an offer on them.
Okay. And maybe we grab something to eat on the way. Are there any, food vendors out on the street as we make our way to Lala's?
Absolutely. There's, like I described the town before, is that they're all small businesses downstairs and people's homes upstairs. So any type of food you could possibly want, there's a variation or something close enough you can call it that. So definitely can get some food on the way. What boots did you want her to look at?
I had those ones that I had convinced the noblemen to turn over that keep the rooster trees from turning you to stone.
Ah. Gotcha. So you guys are able to do that, and if you want, we can totally roleplay all the stops and the stuff you guys want to do, or we can just...
Yeah, I think we speed that along.
No, I want to spend 3 sessions describing in detail every little thing.
Hello, my darling listeners. So, the SCA Squad told Lord and Dario about my fabulous store. Have you done the same about NatFun? It's simple, really. All I would ask is that you leave a rating or review on your favorite podcast listening network, or simply tell a friend you're enjoying the show. In time, it will help NatFun grow to be just as fantastic as my shop Lala's. And although their coupons and discounts might not be as fabulous as mine, they do have some great content on Patreon. For quite the modest price, really. I would charge far more. Oh, excuse me, I have to go. Welcome to Lala's. I'm Velma. What can I help you find today? You look like you need a lot of things.
Edwina definitely goes to a corn dog shop.
4 inches of corn dog.
Not going for the foot long? Come on.
No, I like my wiener short and on a stick.
Don't you mean average and on a stick?
Yeah.
Edwina is blushing.
You're almost blushing as much as when I, Lord and Dario, I was flirting with you.
I mean, what can I say? We've got chemistry, Jackie.
You guys are able to find food, no problem. So Edwina finds a corn dog stand. Raceland and Eldrin, what food are you guys looking for in the bustling streets of Estrante?
Eldrin's grabbing a turkey leg. Just one of those nicely slow-cooked turkey legs.
You know, a turkey leg sounds fine with me, and Kodo can have one as well, so we'll go with that.
Nice. The corn dog took a little bit of explaining of what it was, but you were able to find someone that could kind of take it, but they didn't quite have the right kind of meat, so they just used like a big slab of bacon, and they rolled it in a batter and then fried it, which means it tasted amazing. Because it wasn't fishy bacon, it was normal bacon.
I just get a laugh out of when you said you found somebody that could take it.
You make it to Lala's, and Velma is there. She talks to you briefly, and she has not had a chance to get you a price on those boots because they don't match anything she's found in her inventory before to know exactly what they're worth or how they were created, so she asks for a little bit more time.
Perfect. Makes them more rare, more valuable.
Ah, yes, darling, you have a great eye.
And Velma, I know we've asked a lot of you lately, but could you make 10 more of these? And she puts the armband, the blue armband, down on the table.
Yes. I can probably get it to you in 1 or 2 days, darling.
1 or 2 days sounds great. Just would like to have a few more of these. How much?
Not a lot of material, but a lot of fine detail. I would say 4 gold pieces each.
Okay. And Edwina's going to open up the package that she got from Roland and give her 40 gold coins.
You can pay when you pick up, darling.
Okay.
Did you say 4 or 40?
Well, Edwina wants 10 of them made, so if they're 4 apiece.
Oh, 10 of them.
I got a plan.
So Velma's into counterfeiting over here.
Maybe. She didn't ask what they were for.
It's just a lot of very teeny tiny detailed work because they are very ornately made, as everything is that is involved with Lord Francis.
Which makes me wonder, who is Lord Francis's personal tailor if the best in all of Estrante works at Lala's?
Maybe it secretly is Lala.
I mean, maybe.
So should we head back to the temple and meet up with little priestess Elandra?
Let's do it.
Thanks, Velma. Bye.
Goodbye, darlings.
We'll just start heading right back the way we came.
Mm-hmm.
go straight to the back of the temple?
Yeah, it's up to you guys. When you get to the temple, you can hear, you see some people kind of rushing inside, and you can hear kind of a echoey voice. They're not yelling or anything, but there's like kind of one strong, firm voice that you can hear in the temple.
There's one firm voice we can hear inside the temple. Can we hear what he's saying?
You can hear some of it.
Or just tell that there's this voice coming?
Well, are you going to go into the temple, get close to the temple, just hear a voice and walk past the temple? It depends on what you do.
Raceland will sort of discreetly slip inside the temple.
No discreetness required. The doors are open and there's people walking in. You're able to walk in, kind of hang out towards the back. And the man that's in there kind of has his arms up. He's wearing very drab robes. They're just kind of a gray. There's not a lot of embellishment on them at all. It is a old half-elf man, very thick, long, scraggly gray beard, and you suspect no hair underneath his cap. And he is kind of scrolling back and forth up on the podium, and so you kind of only hear him when he's facing you because it's a really big space inside. And you hear and catch some key phrases. Quell the storm. Contain the lightning within the mountain. Why do you no longer speak to us, Daerun goddess? Stay the course. Her wisdom has blessed this land before. We will return to speak to the voice.
Edwina would have followed Raceland in. Would Eldrin
I'm going to ask
have?
you real quick, though. With what Edwina said, you made it pretty clear you didn't want to step foot in the church. Temple.
She's going to be... Because Raceland said he's in the back, right?
But you didn't see him. He slipped in, and he's
okay.
been gone for a few minutes, and you wouldn't have heard anything other than...
Fair enough. I was going to say she was standing awkwardly like, I don't belong here in the very back next to Raceland, but if she didn't see him, that's totally fine.
You could totally have seen Raceland walking in. He walked into the temple and then scooted on over behind like a wall in the back to be able to listen. If you think Edwina would have followed him, 100% go for it.
Yeah.
But if you think Edwina was like, no, I don't belong in temples, I'm not welcome there, you watch Raceland go and you hang out outside. What do you feel Edwina would do?
She would have followed him but been very uncomfortable the whole time. But if Eldrin stayed out, then she would have stayed out. So it's basically like where the party goes, Edwina's going to go.
Eldrin's going to head in with Raceland. He knows we got to wait for the end of the service. He's kind of interested to see what's going on in there, if he gives any other insight as to what's going on in the area. So he's fine with slipping into the back too with Raceland and not trying to sneak his way up to the front and sit right up in front of the altar.
Okay, so now that I've clarified all three of us are inside the building, she's going to turn to Eldrin and whisper, "This is why I don't like temples. They just say all this really complicated stuff, and you can't go around and hit anything, because then they yell at you, and then they throw you out."
You can wait outside if you'd like. We'll be out in a minute as soon as this is over.
Yeah. Quell the storm, something about lightning. I'll meet you in the back. And Edwina's going to walk out and walk around towards the back.
Eldrin and Raceland, are you guys staying or are you going? Should I stay or should I go?
Eldrin will stay. Listen to the rest of what's happening.
Yeah, Raceland will wait until the end of the service just in case anything should come up that's of any interest.
So another 5 minutes go by, and he's kind of just repeating the same message, like 2 or 3 different ways of saying the exact same thing. And you see, some people are nodding their heads. And then there's this kind of lull where he takes a little pause, and a man stands up. Will there be another pilgrimage? Yes. We are awaiting word from Lord Dario to go with us so we can make it all the way to the top of the mountain this time. And then there's a little bit of just crowd murmuring amongst everyone. And he says, "You're welcome to come up for your blessings. You may make offerings, although we did not make it all the way to the mouth of the cave. We still have our offerings to Daerun. It is only if your heart desires. Come." And he steps down from the podium, and there's a few others that are in similar garbs, and you notice that the only thing on their robes that you see is there is an embroidered kind of line going behind their collar and then down the robes kind of in the middle of each side of their chest all the way to the bottom, and it's just kind of a bright blue jagged line, fairly thin. Then people start to get up, and some people just sit and chit-chat. Some people go up to the front and kind of kneel down and are kind of talking with the priests, and then some people leave.
Eldrin will head on out and, look at Raisin and say we should head on back to the behind the temple here and see if we can meet Alondra.
I agree.
And as Eldrin and Raisin are saying that to each other, Edwina, you're outside. You're going to hear this bell ring out. And that's when everyone starts to kind of come out. That's the bell alerting that evening service is concluded. And you can hear voices in the distance as people are coming out of the temple. And because you are already out there in the back area, I'll describe it to you first because Raisin and Eldrin haven't exited the temple yet. And I will drag you guys to a new image to imagine what it looks like. So you've had a little bit of time to kind of look in this space, Edwina. So the temple itself is not extremely large, but on the back side is this very, very long grassy area. And there are some mature trees on either side of it, but there's just behind the temple, there's a nice little courtyard area. There's some planters with some basic herbs and kind of greenery plants. And there's a large fire pit in the middle. There's some stone benches around it, so it's kind of like a little gathering area. And then behind that is just kind of an open grassy area with a worn footpath that's dirt. And you see all these structures that look kind of like tents, but a little more permanent, so to speak. They have a wooden frame, and some of them have like a wooden decking, elevated platform, and a couple steps up into them, but everything else is canvas. So very similar to oversized tents is the easiest way to describe it. There does seem to be little planters in front of some of them, and you notice that there's no one here. There's no lights illuminated. There's no one here at this time. And I did say there are some mature trees there on just the perimeter of this space where there's essentially 2 rows of these tents that extend very, very far back into the property. There's got to be at least 20 of these domiciles. And the trees are just along the perimeter between these and the stone wall that is the perimeter of the temple property. And once you hear that bell ring out, you hear footsteps kind of quickly approaching.
So 2 things first. This description is going to jog something in Edwina's memory. For the last 3 weeks, all she's really known is Roland. She's been kicked out of a couple temples. They've gone and they've acquired gold in some various ways, not always the most proper. But seeing this is going to spark something. This is very much like the nomadic tribe she would have grown up in. It's a little bit more organized, but it's going to kind of hit her, and she's going to get this feeling of homesickness, which will, of course, be interrupted as soon as she hears those footsteps. And so she's going to hold that in the back of her mind, kind of let it fade, and then turn, expecting to see Alondra.
And that you do. You turn and you see Alondra. She kind of is walking quickly, and she sees you turn around, and she stops for a second, and you watch as a little bit of dust comes up from her toes. Oh, thank goodness, it's you. You came. Where are the others?
They were listening to the storm and lightning guy talk.
It wasn't a very rousing message this eve, was it?
I didn't stay long enough to really listen.
Well, come over here, sit. We'll wait for the others.
Yeah.
And she gestures to the stone bench kind of by that open fire pit.
Hey, listen, Edwina's going to say as she sits down. I didn't mean to get you in trouble earlier. I didn't realize what I was doing or how that would affect you. So, sorry and whatnot.
Oh, it's okay. I understand you had no reason to know. It's challenging to balance religious beliefs and arcane study because they, a little bit of oil and water. But the Dayrune Temple has helped me my whole life, and I can't just walk away from it. I am a true believer, but I also believe in the arcane arts as well. It's a challenging position to be in.
Yeah, and I don't imagine working for that guy makes it any easier. Speaking of, if something were to happen to him, would you be sad?
Sad is a complex emotion. He is an incredibly intelligent man. Very long level of experience in the field, and I have a lot to learn from him, but he is not a great conversationalist. And you can see she kind of has her hands tightly holding them together, almost wringing her hands and kind of tapping them on her knee. Are your friends coming?
Yeah, they should be here any second.
And I would say at this point, with her kind of like trying to duck out quickly and you guys conversing for a bit, if Eldrin and Raceland headed out as soon as things concluded and didn't want to go up and get a Dayrune blessing or anything, you guys probably would be here by now.
Are there donuts at the back on the way out?
It's not AA.
No? My church had donuts occasionally.
How do you know it's not AA? Could be.
It would be day at this temple.
Well, Raceland would be strolling up to the group at this point with Kodo tagging along beside him.
Eldrin will be right there too, walking with him.
All right, there are a few other people that walked out of the temple and kind of do that 180 and are headed back this way, and they're just kind of chit-chatting and casually walking. So when Eldrin and Raceland arrive, a couple other people kind of pass by and start to go towards these tents, which, Edwina, I don't know if you would recognize it because you know what your memory and retention is for what you've seen, but I would say that Eldrin and Raceland, when you see these structures, you are immediately reminded and recognize them as refugee tents, what you've seen in other places when you've either been near a place that had a natural disaster where people were kind of forced out of a location. They're put up, they're sturdier than just a tent that you would stay in, like you stay in when you're adventuring, but they're not necessarily a permanent home. But these ones look like they've had some additions. There's floorboards, they're raised off the ground. The canvas, that cloth that is on it has like a wax coating, so they're waterproof. These are actually pretty nice. They look like they've been here for a while with some intention. And you see Edwina sitting on a bench with a girl that looks just like the girl you saw earlier today.
So Eldrin will walk up and say hello, introduce himself again as Eldrin, and say, what did you want to speak to us about?
Oh, Alondra, and you, sir? And she looks at you, Raceland.
My name's Raceland. This is my traveling companion, Kodo.
Okay, sorry for dropping the note. That wasn't really part of the plan. And she keeps kind of just grabbing her palms and just bringing her knuckles through her hand and just kind of constantly fidgeting with her hands as she's talking. She does a big, like, gulp and, so I don't know everything. I've been trying to piece it together. but things aren't right with the research.
What do you mean things aren't right with the research?
Yes, Sam told you the truth. He's here working for Lord Andario, and for every good idea Sam wants to pursue, Lord Andario has far more urgent matters he needs his help on. It's part of why he's gotten so angry and frustrated. He can't actually do much work because Lord Andario has grand ideas. But things got out. That's what you said. You know about that, right?
We knew one thing got out. How many things are we talking about, and what kind of things, if you have that information?
That's where something isn't right with the research, and I've been trying to dig deeper, but be careful. We compiled everything. We had a list of everything that had gotten out and where it got out from, and we can't figure out how it got out. But in going over the records, there was one area that the damage was bigger, far bigger than could have been caused by any of the creatures we've compiled in our investigation.
What area is that?
In the holdings where all of the creatures are, they have their arcane environments, and the reason it's so alarming is there's no history of them ever getting out. Lord Philip and Dario had some of these creatures for well over 100 years. And again, the part that's concerning to me is that, yes, some of the creatures we were able to track and find and figure out how they got out and where they went, but there's more damage than those results say, and it doesn't add up. And the damage to the unicorn that Sam talked about, it wasn't just burn marks. I was the one that found it. It was still smoldering, and its wounds were actively burning with what looked like a live flame days after it was killed. A chimera would not have done that.
Any other unique types of damage anywhere in the facility, or things you noticed that stand out to you? Acid, poison, frost.
No, everything else made sense for what got out. Where the Remoraz got out, there were some scorch marks. There was where the frost of the environment it lives in had come out through the opening, and that had some negative effects on some of the other creatures nearby, but those made sense. There's only the one, and the damage was massive.
What do you know about the chimera that we slayed? It had the ability to regrow heads wherever it was wounded. Had you seen that before?
What?
So no.
And her mouth kind of hangs open a little bit. It regrew heads?
Yes. And not just from its neck and torso, again, from any part of the body that we happen to injure.
Oh my.
He'll pull out his notebook and he'll show the one symbol that was a rune on its ear, and he'll say, "This marked its ear. The rune faded as its life left its body." Does that look familiar to you at all?
I've seen similar symbols on some shipments we've received, and I don't recall ever seeing them anywhere else, but may I jot these down?
Certainly.
She pulls out a little notebook and she copies the symbols that you have, that you've shown her, and then she hands it back.
Why is Sam trying to conceal this situation?
Well, it's not a good political situation, if that's what you're talking about.
Well, yes, I am talking about that, but I'm also talking about the fact that this is a situation we could help him with if he weren't being so cagey about it.
Again, he's on edge, and he really is a gifted researcher. I don't know.
I think we may have to talk to Sam again.
I'd rather not.
Do you have any idea of where this other creature went to, this large creature that had this unique damage it caused? Do you have any idea where it go to, or have you seen or heard any other rumors about this?
Well, Sam would never believe me, so I haven't brought it up. But, Edwina, I told you I'm a follower of Dayrune. I think something much bigger got out that we didn't even know about. And I think it's attacking the voice of the mountain.
What is the
And
voice of the
as
mountain?
as that happens, you start to hear some people in nearby tents yelling a little bit.
Sorry, Alondra, you said voice of the mountain, but... And Edwina's going to get distracted and kind of like turn back towards the tents. Does it feel like there's something dangerous happening or like an immediate threat, or is this like a domestic dispute?
And she stands up, she hears people yelling, it's getting louder and it's coming closer, and you see people starting to run out of the tents. And she says, I don't know, something is challenging or silencing the voice of the mountain that I just, these two things have to be related. Why would they happen at the same time if they're not related? And as she says that, you see as a large group of rats, this huge cluster of rats. I mean, there's got to be at least 40, 50 or more start pouring out of one of the tents about 2 tents down from you. Cut across, go through a tent, cut across, and then start to run towards you guys. And I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, goodness. Nice.
Edwina is going to get a 20 on that.
Eldrin. Eldrin rolls a 5, which is exactly where Eldrin would like to be.
Racelet rolled a 7.
Mighty numbers here. All right, so Londra rolled an 18. And the rats rolled a 17. Which means they're starting off with Edwina. And the rats are probably a good, I'd say, 30 feet back.
Okay. Quick question. Is Alondra armed?
You can roll a perception check, or you can pat her down and do an investigation check as your action.
Okay, not visibly armed. That's all I needed to know. Edwina's going to stand up when she sees the rats. And as her action, she is going to give a javelin to Alondra and say, stick him with the pointy end.
Nice.
And then she is going to rush up to the rats. And that's it. She's not going to take an attack on them. She's just going to put herself in between the rats, Alondra, Raceland, and Eldrin.
Heard. All right, next we have Alondra is up. She is going to see these rats and scream. And she's going to grab the javelin, jump up on the bench that she was just sitting on, turn it around, and you're going to hear her just mumbling, stab him with the pointy bit, stab him with the pointy bit, stab him with the pointy bit. And that is her turn.
Atta girl.
Next we have our rats. Now, Edwina, because you ran up closer, you definitely can see them. And they are going to just run past you and through your legs and around you. And as they do so, you notice that these rats are disgusting. They're filthy. They're tinged in green. Their little eyes almost look like they have a ring of just bare skin or scales around them. And you notice as they go by that their tails look kind of like rat tails, but they're a little bit thicker, and they actually look like snake tails. And there's so many of them, the sound of their squeaking and sounds, you can't really distinguish, like, oh, that's a common Norse wood rat, and they live native to this territory. Like, no. But you hear squeaking and hissing and growling and snarling, and it just sounds like a big hot mess of rat. And they literally, like a scary... What was that game that you played that you showed me that was like the rats in the catacombs?
Oh, Plague Tale.
Yeah. I'm envisioning a small version of Plague Tale where it's like this. It almost looks like an overflowing river, but it's rats. And they just pour through your feet and your legs, and some like go end over end, but run back in with the group. And they are booking it straight for Alondra.
I'm going to take an attack of opportunity
Do
since
it.
they are here. And that will be with Breaker's Beak. 21.
21 totally hits. Roll for damage.
That is going to be 13 bludgeoning, 6 lightning, and since they're rats, this is going to look like a very nice undercut. And hopefully there's just a lot of rat bodies kind of flying. A short rat explosion, if you will.
There is indeed a short rat explosion with some lightning, and they kind of just go flying all over. And they definitely look significantly less in that cluster that you hit. But unfortunately, that cluster that you hit, while you focused on them, there's other large groups of rats that still ran. Again, they're like over your feet, kind of going, almost like climbing up your leg to then jump off another one. It's nasty. But they are able to make it right up to Alondra. And they start trying to bite at her. So they just barely made it to her, but because she hopped up on that bench, they can't quite reach her yet. Raceland.
Well, Raceland, seeing that there is danger headed towards Alondra, is going to conjure animals.
And what are you conjuring?
So, it's actually summoning face parrots that take the form of beasts and appear in unoccupied spaces that I can see within range. The range would be 60 feet, and the beasts are going to be saber-toothed tigers. Because I figured they might be able to scare the rats off a little bit.
And here I was hoping for 8 common house cats.
That would have probably been a better idea than, saber-toothed tigers, but...
No, I like the saber-toothed tiger.
All right, and I believe it's your action to summon them, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you
And I
get,
should
if it's a
have-
challenge rating of 2, you get 1. So you have 1 saber-toothed tiger. And where do you summon that saber-toothed tiger? And they rolled an 11 for their initiative.
He is gonna head over this way to try to get between the rats and Alondra. While
Sounds
they're
good.
friendly to us,
How's he know to be friendly to me? We've never met.
it says friendly to me and my companions. They don't have to be friendly to you if you would prefer for them
I just
not
like to
to
know
be.
how it knows to be friendly to me. It sees me with the sword, suddenly it turns and bites my other hand off.
But it says that they do obey any verbal commands that I were to issue to them. No action required by me.
All right, so you still have your free action, which would be telling them what to do, your bonus action, and movement if you so wish.
Well, that being the case, I'm going to tell them to kill those rats.
Sounds good. Does that end your turn?
It does, yes.
Alrighty, on to Eldrin.
Eldrin will. I assume he was fairly close to.
You guys were all standing around the campfire, so.
Yeah. So I assume he's right there. He's going to go ahead and use bonus action to drop his arm blade, and he's going to make his attack at the pack of rodents there. So he rolls a nat 20, 26.
Eldrin
Nice.
coming out with some solid rolls tonight.
And does he have sneak attack on this, assuming she's friendly and would be a companion distracting them?
I'm not sure if you would have it from her, but Raceland's standing right there. You'd have it from him.
Okay. All right. Keep that on. So he does. What is this level?
You rolled so many ones in your sneak attack.
No, it's just one. I guess it's. Oh, yeah, 3 ones on the sneak attack. All right. So it's a 23, 43, 53 points of damage.
So what does this look like as you like spin and swipe these things?
Pretty much that. He's, been on the streets a lot. He knows how to kill rats, so he just gets that arm down low and just swings right out and slices through as many as he can.
Sliced in half, spin, sliced in half again. There's little rat feet, tails, heads going all over the place. And you see that, oh gosh, at least half of the rats are sliced, diced, blended, and julienned by Eldrin.
And that will end his turn.
Back to Edwina. Top of the order.
At this point, Edwina would like to rage. Rats. Why did it have to be rats? And she is going to strike out again with Breaker's Beak with her first attack. And that is a 13.
13 hits. Roll for damage.
That is going to be 12 bludgeoning, 2 lightning. And then she's going to bring it back down again for a nat 20. Total of 28.
Nice. Roll for damage.
And that is going to be a lot. Hold on. You got 6.
The amount of math right now.
31, if someone would like to check me. Or 21? No, 31.
31, yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, 31. 31 points of damage
Jeez.
with some lightning involved.
Yeah, those rats are dedicus. Totally done. All the ones that were around you. So what does it look like as you do it? Because before you said you kind of swung down low and like hit them all like croquet style.
Yeah, it's just a round of rat croquet. And just swing 1, swing 2, swing 3. Like she's sweeping with a giant maul and just, scraping some of them against the ground as she goes. It's just wonderful. And lightning,
Absolutely. The rats are just strewn all over. There's probably not any that are still walking. There are some that are definitely severely squished, dragging themselves, but not going to survive for more than a few seconds. Is that end your turn?
If there's nothing else around her, she's just going to close the distance between her and Alondra, and kind of gearing up to kill anything that's in her path.
Sounds good. And Alondra is freaking out, holding this javelin. Stick with the pointy end, stick with the pointy end. And she just, stabs one of the dead rats. Okay. And she stabs another one of the dead rats. That ends her turn.
She gets 2 attacks? Come on.
She's a monk. No. And as she does that, you watch as she kind of calms a little bit. And then, because you said you were closing the distance to her, Edwina, I'm going to interpret that you were kind of getting closer to her. Are you going to be, where are you positioning your body after you close that gap? Like, what does that mean, other than just I move closer?
She's facing Alondra. because there are more rats between her and Edwina and Alondra at this point. So it's kind of like, don't worry, I will take care of everything that's between us. Like, nothing's going to happen to you. But she is facing Alondra at this point and kind of assessing for the threats around her.
And you see she stabs at the rats, and then she kind of looks up, and right as she turns, she starts to smile at you, Edwina. And then you watch as the pupils on her eyes pulse briefly. And you watch as she does a sharp gasp, and the veins on her face start to turn a darker purple, and her pupils get bigger and bigger until her eyes are black, and then she collapses to the ground. And on that note, still in initiative, we're going to end tonight's session.
All the fantasy books I've ever read have told me that this is not good.
It's not normal.
Yeah. All right. Well, Alondra, we'll save you next
just
week.
the eyes pulsing and then going black before collapsing. Yeah, it's definitely not leading to something fun.
I like how Aaron was like, "Oh, Edwina's giving her this, like, nothing bad will happen to her," and then suddenly all of this happens to her. So.
Yeah, something bad happens. I don't know. Edwina is a bad luck charm at this point.
Well, I definitely will say I wasn't sure where you guys were going to go with this session.
I wasn't either.
I was like, is Edwina going to go up and just intimidate him? Is she going to grab him? Is she just going to punch him in the nose? Is she just going to try and slice him in half? Like, I don't know how this whole thing's going to start.
Yeah, I mean, part of me still wishes that I killed the guy at the beginning, but I feel like he's going to serve a purpose. And especially now that Alondra may be poisoned or cursed or dying, he could be helpful. So, yay for restraint.
Well, and this one kind of just timed out well to leave you guys on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. The best books have cliffhangers, so.
True that. And this isn't a cliffhanger. But on that note,
we hope you can find yourself a table.
Or a computer.
And some friends.
So you can roll into your own NatFun.
Correct.
bye, everybody.
Adios.
Bye.
What's with all these plagued rats running through? I left my old town to come here to not have the rats. It's got to have something to do with that voice of the mountain they keep talking about. Maybe those folks with the fancy weapons will do something about it. Get out of here! Out, go! Hope I don't have to wait too long to find out. And, fortunately for you listeners, you don't. NatFun's going to be back next Tuesday with our next episode of When Thunder Rolls. And if you are enjoying our show, we do ask that you tell a friend or leave us a rating or review on your favorite podcast listening network. We are new and growing, and every listener counts. You can listen to episodes not only on our website at natfunpodcast.com, but on all major podcast listening platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podbean, you name it, we're there. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week.